Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brian Brueggemann, and I have the privilege of serving as the director of the Monroe City Band. At this time, we ask that you stand and remove your cap while the American Legion Post 84 and the VFW Post 2312 Honor Guard present the colors. After the colors are presented, we ask that you remain standing, face the flag, place your right hand over your heart, and sing along as the Monroe City Band performs our national anthem. Welcome to Monroe City Band's annual 4th of July concert. The theme for this evening's concert is Generations. This evening, the band paints a musical portrait of gratitude, acknowledging the sacrifices of generations of Americans. We're excited that you come out to Twining Park this evening to celebrate the 249th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The Monroe City Band is proud to be part of Monroe's annual 4th of July celebration, and we appreciate you choosing to spend part of your holiday with us. We begin our concert this evening with a selection by Chris Sharp, a professional composer, arranger, and orchestrator. He holds advanced degrees from both the University of Florida and the University of Miami. He has taught music at every level of education from 4th grade through college. He has served as director of bands at several colleges and is in high demand as a guest conductor, clinician, and adjudicator. Currently, he is an assistant professor of music at the University of Lynchburg in Virginia. His composition, American An American Spectacular, subtitled A Musical History of the United States, chronicles American history through its musical legacy. It begins with God Save the Queen, My Country 'Tis of Thee, reflecting British protection during the French and Indian War. The American Revolution is marked by The Girl I Left Behind Me and Chester. Hail Columbia follows as the first national anthem played at George Washington's inauguration. America's naval rise in the War of 1812 is symbolized by Columbia, gem of the ocean, while westward expansion is captured by Shenandoah. The Civil War's devastation is reflected in When Johnny Comes Marching Home and post-war reunification by the Battle Cry of Freedom. 20th century conflicts are represented by George M. Cohen's nostalgic Over There and the U.S. Army's The Quezon Song. The piece concludes with nods to other armed forces and the grand finale, America the Beautiful. performance featuring Carol Britton Chambers' evocative work, Beautiful River, a contemplative piece showcasing her skill in crafting expressive melodies and rich harmonies. Carol Britton Chambers is an acclaimed American composer, arranger, and educator. Her lyrical writing and keen orchestration have made her a significant voice in contemporary wind band and orchestral literature. A respected music educator, her classroom experience informs her ability to create artistically fulfilling music. Beautiful River is a poignant work inspired by Robert Lowry's 1864 spiritual, Shall We Gather at the River? Chambers transforms this familiar melody into a profound meditation on peace, solace, and life's journey. The piece begins with a gentle, flowing texture, setting a calm mood. Chambers skillfully weaves the spiritual's iconic melody throughout, often in fragmented forms, within a rich soundscape created by expert orchestration. The interaction between ensemble sections grows and recedes, mimicking a river's flow. Beautiful River ends with a powerful yet tender statement, leaving the audience with a sense of hope and peace. Monroe City Band this evening is excited to introduce her mayor, Ms. Donna Douglas, who was elected in April of 2024 to her second term. She is a longtime resident of Greene County. Many of you may recognize her from the fundraising efforts that she has assisted with throughout our community. Mayor Douglas has also actively promoted tourism in Greene County. Along with these tasks, she's been involved with Cheese Days and is the past commander of the American Legion Auxiliary. As mayor of Monroe, she has been building relationships across local units of government with a focus on communication, cooperation, and collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, Monroe's mayor, Ms. Donna Douglas.
As your mayor of the city of Monroe, thank you for inviting me to be a part of the 4th of July, the 249th celebration of the signing of the Declaration of Independence by our forefathers. Today we celebrate that freedom and unity that defines our nation, state, and yes, our community. It is also important to remember those who have served our country, including our military personnel, veterans, and those currently serving to protect our freedoms for future generations. I wish you and your families a happy, safe, and meaningful 4th of July. Thank you very much, and God bless America and the state of Wisconsin and Monroe and the whole world.
As American Minister Harry Emerson Fosdick stated, quote, "Democracy is based upon the conviction that there are extraordinary possibilities in ordinary people," end quote. This profound truth has been a cornerstone of the United States since its inception. Before a Congress of delegates gathered in Constitution Hall, ordinary colonists, driven by conviction and courage, began defending their homes from British forces. The spirit of citizen soldier was formalized on June 14, 1775, when the Continental Congress officially established the first branch of the military, allowing ordinary individuals to formally serve their country. Since that pivotal day, hundreds of thousands of ordinary people have answered the call, enlisting in one of the branches of our military. These servicemen and women have often served under incredibly challenging conditions, yet their unwavering dedication has been a constant. Through their selfless sacrifice, these brave Americans continue to ensure the freedoms we cherish today. Their commitment stands as a testament to the extraordinary possibilities that lie within ordinary people. In appreciation and recognition of that service, the Monroe City Band continues its tradition of performing America's service songs. This year, our selection is entitled Armed Forces Tribute and is an arrangement by Richard Woolworth, both an Army veteran and a member of the band. We want to acknowledge the sacrifices of the men and women in our military. To show our appreciation, we ask all those who served in one of the branches of our military to stand as their particular branch is recognized in this arrangement. On behalf of the Monroe City Band, as well as those assembled, we thank you for your service. would ask all those servicemen and women who would you please stand a second time so we can all give you one more round of applause. Tonight, we continue with a piece called Civil War Echoes, a powerful and artistic arrangement by American composer and conductor Kenny Biershank. This work transports listeners back to a pivotal period in American history, reflecting on the enduring impact of the Civil War through its iconic musical landscape. Kenny Biershank is a distinguished American composer, arranger, and conductor, widely recognized for his contributions to concert band literature. Since 1980, Mr. Biershank has had a notable career as a high school band director in Texas and Ohio, and has served as the conductor of the Mountain Community Concert Band since 1995. His extensive experience as an educator and performer deeply informs his compositions, allowing him to create works that are both musically engaging and accessible. Civil War Echoes is a poignant arrangement commemorating the 150th anniversary of the American Civil War, particularly the Battle of Gettysburg. It draws upon the era's rich musical heritage, featuring beloved tunes that resonated with soldiers and civilians from both sides. Regimental bands were vital to morale during the war. Biershank's arrangement captures the spirit by weaving together popular songs like Battle Cry of Freedom, When Johnny Comes Marching Home, Lorena, The Bonnie Blue Flag, Marching Through Georgia, Dixie, and the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Through skillful orchestration, Biershank allows these historical melodies to echo through time, reminding us of the profound events and sacrifices that shaped the nation and the powerful role music played. Our next selection is one of the most beloved and iconic American marches, On the Mall, by the legendary composer and conductor Edwin Franco Goldman. His vibrant work perfectly encapsulates the spirit of public band concerts and the lively atmosphere of American outdoor gatherings. Born in 1878, Edwin Franco Goldman was a towering figure in American band music. A professional trumpet player, he founded the renowned Goldman Band in 1911, which became a national institution known for its summer concerts in New York City's Central Park. Goldman tirelessly advocated for original band literature, commissioning new works, and establishing the American Bandmasters Association in 1929. He composed over 150 works, celebrated for their catchy melodies, and famously encouraged audience participation in his concerts. On the Mall is perhaps Goldman's most famous composition and was written in 1923 for the dedication of the Naumburg Band Shell in Central Park, where the Goldman Band often performed. The title refers to the mall or the park's promenade. The march embodies the enthusiasm of these public performances with its animated, cheerful, and direct character. A unique feature is Goldman's innovative inclusion of audience participation, encouraging singing or whistling along, especially during the trio section. Sometimes lyrics by his wife were used. On the Mall remains a staple, evoking community, patriotism, and the enduring appeal of American band music. Our next selection, Songs from the Great War, is a poignant arrangement by American composer and arranger Andrew Glover. This work offers a musical reflection on the profound impact of World War I, bringing to life the melodies that resonated with soldiers and civilians during a time of immense global upheaval. Andrew Glover is a versatile American musician whose career spans roles as an educator, composer, arranger, performer, conductor, and editor. He has composed and arranged over 200 works for band, many of which are published by C.L. Barnhouse Company, where he has served in various leadership roles, including president. Beyond his prolific writing, Glover is also a dedicated advocate for classic and concert band music and history, actively involved in research and preservation efforts. Songs from the Great War is a thoughtful arrangement that delves into the musical landscape of World War I. The Great War, as it was known, generated a wealth of popular songs that served various purposes: boosting morale, expressing longing for home, lamenting the harsh realities of conflict, and fostering a sense of unity. Glover's arrangement skillfully weaves together several of these iconic melodies, creating a narrative that captures the diverse emotions and experiences of the era. While specific titles within the arrangement may vary, such collections often include well-known tunes that were sung in trenches, at home, and in public gatherings. Through his sensitive scoring and arrangement, Glover brings these historical songs from the Great War to life, allowing contemporary audiences to connect with the human stories and collective spirit of those who lived through this transformative period in history. The piece serves as both a tribute to the past and a reminder of music's enduring power to reflect and shape human experience during times of conflict. Tonight, we perform Flags of Freedom, a string march by John Philip Sousa, the March King. Composed during World War I, this piece embodies the spirit of international unity and patriotism. John Philip Sousa is an iconic figure in American music. He joined the United States Marine Band at 13, later leading it from 1880 to 1892, making it a world-class ensemble. Known for his captivating showmanship and precise ensembles, he earned the moniker the March King for over 130 marches, including the Stars and Stripes Forever and Semper Fidelis. During World War I, he returned to military service, leading the Navy bands at Great Lakes Naval Station. Flags for Freedom was composed by Sousa in 1918 and was for the 4th Liberty Loan Drive during World War I. He was requested to incorporate national airs of allied nations, so Sousa skillfully wove together those of Belgium, Italy, France, Great Britain, and America. This musical tapestry symbolizes the collective effort and shared ideals of these nations. Though not widely disseminated at the time, Flags for Freedom showcases Sousa's ability to capture an era's spirit through his vibrant march form. Its stately tempo and dynamic variations offer a unique medley celebrating unity and liberty, demonstrating Sousa's responsiveness to historical events and his enduring legacy. Our concert continues with a piece entitled The Home Front, which is a captivating arrangement by American composer and arranger James Christensen. This work offers a nostalgic journey through popular music of the World War II era, evoking the sentiments of those on the home front. James Christensen was a highly respected American conductor, arranger, and composer. He spent over 37 years at Walt Disney Productions, including 12 years as music director for Disneyland and Walt Disney World. A prolific artist with over 400 published works, Christensen's arrangements are heard globally. His deep understanding of popular music and masterful orchestrations made him a sought-after arranger. The Home Front, Musical Memories from World War II, is an evocative arrangement transporting listeners to a pivotal time in American history. Popular music played a vital role during World War II, providing comfort, inspiration, and unity. Christensen's arrangement showcases iconic songs of hope, longing, and resilience, such as Thanks for the Memory, Don't Sit Under the Apple Tree, I'll Be Seeing You, It's Been a Long Time, Bell-Bottom Trousers, The White Cliffs of Dover, and Praise the Lord and Pass the Ammunition. Through skillful arrangement, Christensen captures the emotional landscape of the period, from poignant ballads to upbeat numbers. The Home Front is a beautiful tribute to music's power to reflect and shape a nation's experience during challenging times. Our concert continues with the selection With Honor, a moving and uplifting piece by the composer known by the pseudonym Pink Zebra. Pink Zebra is the pen name of a highly successful music producer and composer. Their true identity is private, but they've built an international brand through music licensing. Known for uplifting, inspiring, upbeat, and sentimental music, their work is featured in viral videos, commercials, films, and TV shows. Pink Zebra is also a top-selling choral and concert band composer with positive songs performed worldwide. Earlier, they produced albums for a major record label, and their music has been performed by major symphony orchestras. Pink Zebra's unique approach, characterized by memorable melodies and emotional connection, resonates globally. Composed in 2024, With Honor is a piece conveying profound respect and gratitude. Its versatility makes it ideal for patriotic holidays, honor ceremonies, graduations, memorials, and general concert. With Honor has an uplifting spirit with lyrical qualities and a sense of solemn, inspiring dignity. Pink Zebra's style, known for memorable and emotionally resonant melodies, is evident throughout. With Honor serves as a beautiful musical tribute, inviting reflection on dedication, service, and deep appreciation. Before we conclude our performance this evening, the Monroe City Band would like to extend some special acknowledgments. Our sincere thanks go to the Monroe Fire Department, as well as the American Legion, Post 84, and VFW Post 2312 Honor Guard for their invaluable assistance with the presentation of the colors. We also express our gratitude to the Honorable Donna Douglas, the Mayor of Monroe, for her thoughtful message this evening. The band members would like to thank you, our wonderful audience, for your incredible support. If you enjoyed tonight's performance, we encourage you to come to our next concert and bring 20 more friends. Please give another round of enthusiastic applause to the talented and hardworking members of the Monroe City Band. The Monroe City Band's next performance is scheduled for Monday, July 14th. And I say that because we've tried this concert now twice, and this will be the third time, but it's rained out the first two. The theme for that upcoming concert is entitled Moments in Time. We have the immense pleasure of concluding with the Stars and Stripes Forever, the official national march of the United States, and arguably John Philip Sousa's most iconic and beloved composition. John Philip Sousa was a monumental figure in American music. In 1892, Sousa formed his own civilian band, which achieved international acclaim through extensive tours. Beyond marches, he also composed operettas, suites, and other vocal and instrumental works. Sousa's dedication to music and his country left an indelible mark on American culture, and his marches continue to inspire patriotic fervor worldwide. The Stars and Stripes Forever was composed by John Philip Sousa on Christmas Day, 1896, while he was on a transatlantic voyage returning to America after learning of his manager's death. Sousa famously recounted that the entire march played in his mind during his journey, and he immediately committed it to paper upon his arrival. First introduced in Philadelphia on May 14th of 1897, the march quickly became a national sensation. Its stirring melodies and powerful rhythmic drive perfectly captured the patriotic spirit of the era. Sousa himself explained that the three main themes in the final trio section were intended to represent the three geographical sections of the United States: the broad melody for the North, the famous piccolo obligato for the South, and the bold counter melody for the trombones for the West. The march is renowned for its vibrant instrumentation, particularly the soaring piccolo counter melody in the grandiose section, which has become a signature element. The Stars and Stripes Forever is more than just a piece of music. It's an enduring symbol of American pride, unity, and resilience, a work that continues to stir hearts and inspire audiences whenever it is performed. In 1987, it was officially designated as the National March of the United States of America. The Monroe City Band wishes you a good evening and a safe and happy 4th of July.
Woo!